explain just how one-sided this game is so far. Swansea still very dominant. 3 minutes of this half to play. Swansea 3, QPR 0.
Naz Premji's had a goal at Bramall Lane.
A shock. Sheffield United 0, Burnley 1. Josh Brownhill, the cross came in from the left, and it's a diving header from Brownhill. That is the first goal Michael Cooper has conceded here at Bramall Lane. It's the first goal scored here at Bramall Lane since the 17th of August by any opposition team. It is stunned silence inside Bramall Lane. Sheffield United 0, Burnley 1.
Has there been a goal at Newcastle? Adam Cottier.
No, Betty. Newcastle did have the ball in the net. Balletic feet from Alexander Isak down the right of the box, got to the dead ball line, but ran it out as he pulled it back for Joey Linton to put the ball into the goal right-footed. But Isak clearly had taken the ball behind the line, so no controversy in that moment. It remains Newcastle 1, Villa 0.
Yeah, Ellen, as soon as that happened, you were like, way out. Way out.
Yeah, well, that's the joy of having replays, isn't it? But it was beautiful feet from Isak. It was like dancing feet in around the Villa defence. It's a great cutback, but just a couple of feet outside the actual byline. And a lovely finish from Joel Linton. And that is probably what they deserve, because they are just constantly attacking Aston Villa.
Troy, are you surprised at how much Newcastle are sort of dominating that game against Villa?
Not now, with obviously 10 men. My mic just fell off, so I'm holding it for a second, just so people
hold it like you're a TikTok influencer.
Yeah, this is why I'm an influencer now. No, obviously with the sending off, you expect it to be a lot of, wave after wave of Newcastle attack, but Villa are going to be trying to hold this as long as they can. They've still got Ollie Watkins to come on in, so I would expect them to do better in the second half, but Newcastle need a second goal.
Let's go to Charlotte Richardson while you fix your mic. She's at Stevenage against Wycombe.
It's Stevenage 0, Wycombe 2. Richard Kone is the star at the top of the Wycombe tree, a second festive present for the centre forward, who had possession gifted to him yet again by the home team. The goal was opening up at his mercy. He beautifully chipped the goalkeeper, the ball bouncing into an empty net. Wycombe have a convincing lead with minutes away from half-time. Stevenage 0, Wycombe 2.
How's it going between Birmingham City, Burton Albion, Andy?
Well, Birmingham City are still leading by a goal to nil. Jay Stansfield's penalty in the 26th minute of the match, 8-8 now for him this season. We've just had a stoppage in play for about 4 minutes or so. There was a medical emergency in the Gil Merrick stand, which is to my left-hand side. The St John's ambulance in fluorescent green and yellow were there as quick as a flash. And after the referee called a halt to proceedings, the players came down for treatment on the near side. Mercifully, whatever has happened has been dealt with successfully, and play has now resumed. Birmingham are still very much on top. Just prior to the stoppage, Ethan Laird fired over from just inside the penalty area, and seconds after the restart, Burton, who've offered nothing, cantered forward, broke into the penalty area at pace. You're thinking, blimey, this could be something against the run of play, but Roman Burrell, as he was shaping to shoot, fell over. Birmingham 1, Burton 0.
Adam, are Plymouth getting back in this game?
I wouldn't say so, Betty, to be honest with you. In fact, it's got even worse, and this is turning into a bit of a humbling for Wayne Rooney's Plymouth Argyle. It is Coventry 4, Plymouth 0. Josh Eccles with his second, and a second from the edge of the penalty area. He picked it up after lacklustre defending and curled it with an outswinger into the bottom left-hand corner. Plymouth have been pretty terrible all day. Coventry running riot. There's a huge relief for Frank Lampard. His side are out of form in the last few games, but Plymouth's poor form continues. Coventry 4, Plymouth 0, and we haven't even had half-time yet.
Goal at Celtic, Gavin Wallace.
Oh, yes, thank goodness for that. It's not been a great game from a Celtic point of view, but Arnie Engels has scored from the spot. He sent Ashton Oxborough the wrong way. It goes into the bottom left-hand corner. It all came from a ball whipped in, and Yang was upended by the former Norwich and Barnet goalkeeper. There was a very quick VAR check. Engels steps up, smashes it home as we head towards half-time. Celtic 1, Motherwell 0.
It's half-time in the big one at the top of the Championship. Naz Premji.
Sheffield United 0, Burnley 1. The Clarets have done something no other team had done here at Bramall Lane since the 17th of August. They've scored a goal, and it was a well-worked one at that. Bashir Humphreys, left-hand side, he crosses the ball in, and Josh Brownhill with a close-range diving header. It stunned the majority of Bramall Lane. Apart from that, this game has been very uneventful, very cagey, between two sides going at it at the top end of the championship. How do the leaders respond? Currently, Burnley sits second, a point behind them, because it's Sheffield United 0, Burnley 1.
Chelsea have the lead at the break against Fulham. Sam Ashu.
Yeah, Chelsea 1, Fulham 0.